Good day, everybody. This is Charmaine Miller, your passionate running partner on this journey of continual learning and personal growth. Today, I have a wonderful treat for you. Now, as you know, we have been delving into the idea of learning, leading, and living with passion, focusing initially on how to rekindle passion for the work we do. Now, in today's session, I have a special guest whom I've had the privilege to observe as she instructed students during an invigorating, very exciting physical education lesson. Let me add that having had a chance to chat with her also, I realized that the same passion that I saw her exhibit while teaching did not dwindle as she spoke about why she does what she does. I am speaking of none other than Mrs. Shirlene Morse, one of the 2019 Southern District's finalists for the National Teacher of the Year competition here in the Bahamas. Welcome, Mrs. Morse.
Thank you for having me.
And let me kick this off and ask, how does it feel, man, to have been selected as a finalist from such an amazing cadre of teachers?
Oh boy, it's surreal and exciting all at the same time. We've been doing this for so long and we don't really think about the affirmations or, the applause that you will get during the time that you're alive, right, to actually hear it for yourself and experience it. So I'm happy to have been given this opportunity.
Awesome. And you deserve all the applause.
Thank you.
Now, before we go any further, let me allow our listening audience to learn a little bit about you so they'll know why they need to stay tuned and not press pause and not press stop. Okay? Now, how long have you been teaching and what other initiatives are you involved with outside of the classroom that you do to keep you sharp?
This is my 12th year teaching physical education.
Wow.
Outside of my profession, pretty much everything about me is sports. I love it. I breathe it. I enjoy the health and fitness aspect of it. I participate in various sporting teams. I play softball, I play volleyball, I shoot darts. I am also a member of my church choir, Our Ladies of the Holy Souls. And I'm very active in my children's lives, whom are also athletes. They swim, they do gymnastics, they play basketball, and my husband is also an athlete. So I keep it moving all the time.
I see that. I mean, you're getting it everywhere. Wow. I tell you, you're really committed, and your family committed as well.
Yes.
Tell us, Lady Moss, what is it that keeps you motivated then? You're obviously motivated. What keeps you motivated to do what you do, and not just do it, but do it with such excellence?
When you begin to call what you do a job, it's no longer enjoyable to me.
Wow.
So if I'm enjoying what I do, it's not work, I'm having fun. So when having fun, you don't have time to think about, why am I doing this for so long, or what's the actual reason? Everything naturally flows. And so to do that, I stay true to myself. And being an athlete all my life, that's all I know. I'm exposed to other things, but I naturally gravitate to anything relating to sports. Even if it's calling a coach or texting coach to find out what's going on at Nationals this week, just to stay abreast with what's going on.
I tell you gave us an important nugget right there. Find what you love to do, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Right.
At least it won't feel like work.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a wonderful nugget right there. I hope my audience they're listening good and taking notes. Now, we know that passion, and we've been talking about this for the past, 4 weeks, that passion is that strong feeling of enthusiasm, ecstasy, or excitement that drives us to perform. But how important would you say it is for teachers to teach with the same passion, with heart and enthusiasm? How important is that in a teacher's life?
It's very important. The energy we give to our students or demonstrate to our students during our class time or even outside of the classroom, our students feed off of that. So if you walk into this classroom and your facial expression is that of someone that is angry or not wanting to be there at the time, the kids are going to pick up on that. They're going to recognize that. But even if that's how you truly feel, and you come into them or approach them with a burst of energy, excited, they automatically pick up, okay, today can be an exciting day because Ms. Moss on fire today.
There you go.
So you got to keep it going. So I believe that when we mirror or when we show the kids what we want them to mirror, it makes it easier. And if it's truly what you enjoy doing, that comes naturally. You can't fake that. You can't fabricate that. That's something that, it seeps out of your pores.
Right. It's natural. I tell you, I should have brought you in earlier in this series because you're confirming so much that we've been talking about, that passion is a magnet.
Yes.
You can't be passionate and stay in a corner. It will obviously come forth and others will know it. So thank you for telling us why that's so important, because our students are feeding off of it.
Yes,
they feed off of us, and so that's really good to know. I look at a gentleman named Benjamin Disraeli. He said that man is only great when he acts from passion. Now, that was a serious comment to make. If you want to be great, then you got to do it with passion. But what advice would you give to a teacher who's probably only been in the classroom for maybe about 3 to 5 years, because there are those, and yet still they find themselves, waning in their energy, in their enthusiasm, in their zeal. And trust me, there are quite a bit of them out there like that. What would you say? What advice would you give to them where they seem their passion is just kind of going away?
Well, I would advise them to tap in or go back to where it all began, because something drew you to the passion. After God, of course, because only God could say, lady or sir, you were destined to be a teacher. This is a calling from God. Not any and everybody can do this. So if you go back to what brought you here, then I feel like you will begin to regenerate that energy, regenerate that enthusiasm. As for me, I still keep in touch with my high school teachers.
Awesome.
Because there are times where I find myself in a lull, and so I call, I text, what's up at any one of them, and I say, this is how I'm feeling today. How can I make it through? So there's nothing wrong with going back, so long as the reasoning for going back is what you accomplish in the end.
I hope my audience listening, did y'all hear what we talked about a few weeks ago? What we said about rekindling your fire. We said reflect. Go back to the original reason as to why you decided to do what you do. Listen, now you see I wasn't giving you no garbage, right? We're getting the same information again from someone who is in the trenches doing what she does and doing it well. So if you want to rekindle your passion, you got it right here firsthand from Miss Shirlene Moss, that you got to go back and reflect on the why. Reflect on your why. Thank you so much for that nugget. I really appreciate that. Now, you've probably heard the quote that, average teacher tells, the good ones explain, but the superior teachers inspire. Ooh, sounds so heavy. But how do you you inspire your students? What is it about what you do or how you do it that inspire your students?
I look at the way I inspire my students by focusing on the whole child. Yes, I teach physical education, but I touch a little bit of every other subject that is taught in school, from math straight down to religion.
Wow.
Everything. And so if I am able to connect with my students outside of sports, that's not only a bonus for me, but that's a bonus for them. Because oftentimes, particularly in the inner city schools, our kids don't get that love or don't see the compassion that they would want to have from parents or other family members. And so even if I'm teaching them to dribble a basketball, and I take my time to tend to them to make sure that, hey, at the end of this lesson, you will be better than what you came in when dribbling this ball. It shows them that I care. And so I feel within doing that genuine inspiration kicks in for them. And it's an experience that they will never forget.
Listen, you're saying a mouthful. You heard that? If you really want to inspire your students, you got to let them know you care. And sometimes it means just slowing down and taking time with what you're teaching them. Just show them that you care. And I'm just amazed. And it's not a new thing, but physical ed teachers, I keep telling everyone I meet that you all are probably the most important person of instruction in the school, because the students open up to you in
Yes, they do.
unique ways
Yes.
that you would never see it with a classroom teacher. And I'm so happy that you still do that as well. I know I've had a lot of educators in my life, and even the physical education teachers I've had, I still remember them. Lauren Sweeting is one of them, who has, been, very, very inspirational in my life. And our present Assistant Director of Education, Mr. Wendy Fowler, also was a phys ed teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And these were people who helped us because they showed they care.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy to see that you inspire by doing the same thing. Let me finally ask you this, and I'm hoping you all are ready to write this down. Now, just like fire, passion has to be kept alive. It's not going to keep going by itself. Motivation gets you started, but you have to have some kind of commitment to keep going. What do you do to keep adding oxygen and fuel to your passion flame of teaching excellence? What do you do just to keep going?
Keep going for me, staying in the know is a key point for me, because if you're not keeping up with what's going on within your profession, then you too are going to be left behind. And so I want to be able to relate with my students and relate with my colleagues. So to do that, I attend the PE conferences. If I'm unable to do so, I go online and I keep abreast with all the literature that's out there pertaining to sports, health, and fitness. And so if you keep up with your content area, then there's no way you can fall short of making sure that you're informing your kids of the latest of what's going on within your content and more, because everything ties in. Everything ties in.
Now, you all would think I paid her to say this, right? But she just basically gave everything we do at Proactive Skill Developers right in that last piece of advice right there. You got to stay in the know. That means you got to keep on learning and growing. Isn't that what we talk about here at Proactive Skill Developers? That's the whole, we want you to be proactive. Stay ahead of the game. Don't wait to be reactive. You want to now keep on learning and growing.
Yes.
That's excellent advice, and I hope you all got that one down. Stay in the know, stay on top of your game with what you do in your instructional practice and everything else that you do in your area. I thank you so much. Mia Hamm believes that if you don't love what you do, you won't do it with much conviction or passion. So obviously you love what you do. So thank you, Lady Shirley Moss, for taking time out, to share that love with our audience today. I trust that this interview inspires you, my fellow educators, to work with passion, no matter what, so that you can choose to keep learning and growing. Because what we learn becomes a part of who we are. And like Einstein said, once we stop learning, we start dying. So never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. Until next time, to your success.